this and then use shading and highlights to create different color hues across the element. But to help make this a little easier, I'm going to add some lighter and darker areas to the base colors already. I pick a lighter brown and fill in the areas that would have more light. I then pick another color to add a third level of color in the element. As you can see, the line art merges in well with the base colors. This is because I set the line art layer on Blend Mode Multiply. You can do this by going in the Transparency panel. If you were to keep the line art on Blend Mode Normal, the line art would fade away into the base colors and barely be visible. You could avoid this by using black line art, but you'll still have the issue of rough edges, so even when using black line art, it's a good idea to set the blend mode on Multiply so the edges bleed into the base colors smoothly. I do this with every background element as I add in the base colors with the Live Paint bucket tool. You'll notice that something is wrong with the trees furthest in the back. This is because I didn't properly close off the line art before turning it into Live Paint. Because it is open on the left, the entire canvas is filled and you can't delete out the areas where there shouldn't be any color. If this happens, simply go on the Live Paint layer that holds the element with the issue and close it off with the pencil tool directly on the Live Paint. Once that's done, you can continue filling in the base colors. To bring back depth in the illustration, I place a layer holding a rectangle shape filled with white set at a very low opacity between each background layer. I could simply lower the opacity on the background elements themselves, but it would make it trickier to paint on afterwards. So by placing a white layer in between each of the background elements, I can then hide those when I apply shading and highlights and then bring the white layer back. Let's bring the characters back in the illustration. Opening the Illustrator file that holds the character line art, I just select one character. I could copy them all in at once, but I want their line art to be on separate layers. Having selected the first character, press Ctrl plus the letter C on your keyboard, go into the background Illustrator file, make sure you have a new layer ready for the character, and instead of pressing